Hey guys, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. As always, I'm DemonFriend93, and last time we found out from Junko that the world has ended. And we're still trying to figure that one out. I say we, but everybody, Makoto and everybody else are the ones that are really trying to figure it out because they're too stupid to realize that their school memories for an entire year have been removed. That's the amnesia part. Let's get to that, shall we? It's like, really, it's like, just figure it out.
Mistaken?
Yes.
Well, if I'm understanding you right...
You think you only got here a few weeks ago, but you actually got here a year and a few weeks ago.
It sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Right.
Well, yeah.
That's not correct.
I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
No, you're wrong.
A few weeks ago?
You've been here for years.
Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently,
So it was
right?
2 years ago. I was originally saying that it just happened a year ago and only 1 year had been removed. But wow, 2 years of memories have been removed. Okay. Alright then.
Huh? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God.
So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right?
I mean, for the most part, kinda. I mean, I'm an idiot guy. I don't get all the hints that girls give me anytime.
What are the memories I took from you?
All of our school life.
Now, answer us! Answer with all your heart and soul!
Okay.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Is it up to me, Makoto, to save everything all over again every single time because everybody else is just falling into despair now? Still, we have to just answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so, so the memories that she took from us were our life at Hope's Peak Academy.
If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Ding, 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 we have a winner.
Nope.
Somebody
Nope.
has a brain.
No. I mean, no matter what anyone says.
Whoa, Hero's getting a little aggressive there.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Thank you, Queen.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
Are we gonna go through this loop again? We already know we have amnesia. We already accepted this fact. Now we're just figuring out the exact amount of time that we lost. Accept it and move on.
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy.
Congratulations, we're all juniors!
And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
Welcome to everybody since 2020.
That's not possible!
I mean, it really is. Everything from 2020 through now has kind of been a blur for me. I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it, but that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe, I want it to be impossible, but if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Oh God. What's my argument? The locker pocketbook. Wait, locker notebook? Locker notebook.
Worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
Sure you did.
We've been living here for 2 years?
Yep.
Hell no! That's impossible!
It is entirely possible.
I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything!
Wait for it.
Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Just gonna interrupt you right there,
No,
hero.
it's wrong.
Here's your notebook that says otherwise. You took notes like a dumbass. I mean, not that taking notes
Hero,
makes you a dumbass,
There's
but
something I'd like you to take a look at.
your notes that you took were that of a dumbass. You don't have a brain. You're probably the dumbest one of us here, followed closely by Hina.
This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
In my handwriting, too! This is what I was just talking about. You are the dumbest one of us.
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor.
Right.
If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you
boy.
want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wait a second, that's all my handwriting and notes that I took.
What's Is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that.
Figure it out.
This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt!
Correct.
But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing!
You know, anybody else would be able to figure it out. Anybody else would just be like, oh yeah, we've been talking about the fact that we all have amnesia, so this is just a part of it. Got it. But Hero here just has to circle back to, I don't believe it! I didn't do anything like this! This couldn't possibly be real!
No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak.
And you got solid D+
But somehow,
grades across the board.
forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
We have a letter from your parents here showing, please help our child, he's too fucking stupid to live on his own, and we can't stand having him in our home. Please give him a fucking brain. Please. Oh God, please. Please, please, please. Dear God, help us.
I don't want to believe
He is the
either.
dumbest child in the world.
But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
That'd be
It's
hers.
mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
But that's fine because it doesn't
The
matter.
reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories.
Correct. Can we move on?
Woo-hoo! After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
No, that is the truth. We get it.
Just
Let's
so
move on.
desperately dark. The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here.
That's 2 mysteries solved. What's the third one?
Man, I've never been to a funeral. Hell yes!
God damn it. You fit in great,
2
Junko.
years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on?
Oh, the first kisses and falling in love and getting big best friends and late night study sessions and who knows what
How many
else.
fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right?
Oh wait, who won the football game? Ah shit. We're never gonna find out who it was. Our team. Who's even our mascot? I mean, Monokuma was obviously the mascot, but like, you know, was our football team good? Did we make it to state? Were we like national champions? Like what are we looking at here?
And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago.
You said 2 years ago.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
But you said it was 2 years ago.
Right before everyone's eyes, the
Wait.
world came crashing down.
Now I'm confused. I'm about as confused as Hero right now.
You
There.
absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all.
Right.
And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game.
I mean, with your pushing us.
Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
Sure.
What?
We are bored of this world.
Okay, Queen.
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out.
Uh-huh.
This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
Right.
What are you talking about?
It's gonna end the world.
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Okay, but how are we supposed to do that when we don't have memories of any of it? Like, we need your expositing. I mean, I hate exposition, really. It's too much sometimes, but like we kind of need some of it here to fill in the blanks.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where your memories come apart? Where our memories come apart? Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories when we stepped into the school for the first time? I can only think of one time, just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was when I fainted.
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than
that day. Yes, you stepped into the hall.
First came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall.
And then somebody used Photoshop Blender to blend the whole picture into a swirl.
When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Like my body wasn't my own, or something similar to that.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh?
What?
So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right?
Correct.
And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that?
Huh?
I guess it must have been something like that.
Sure.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on the desk.
Right.
I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
Yes, you thought it was just a few hours, maybe. Or half an hour, I don't know, but it was 2 full years.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
Right.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
No, the reason it felt so short was because we took a time machine. Of course that's the reason why.
You got
Jesus
it,
fucking
honey.
Christ.
2 years of memories? Gone. Which means, of course,
When everyone met for the first time,
It wasn't actually for the first time. No shit.
unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other. But
In the background, I, Junko and Oshima, was just laughing my ass off at all of you.
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school.
Yep.
That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Sure.
Yep, that's what they reveal.
2 years
You
worth
were
of school
all
memories.
such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other.
Because of you! We wouldn't have done it on our own. God damn it.
And it was also you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated.
Because you took our memories that would have left us here in the school.
What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
Sure.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
Thank you, Makoto. Oh, now we've got the emo one again, and she's gonna start crying
I
about
love
it.
you all so much.
You know, Junko, the feeling's mutual. I love certain ones of you, I hate others.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly.
God, clingy much?
It's only natural that I would fall in love.
Okay, stop that now.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it.
Stop that especially.
All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
Okay, sure, let's hear this one out. Didn't she say she was gonna stop expositing? Because it's boring? The ultimate despair? All mankind? Us? What? The? Just like...
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
Not literally, guys. We're not gonna take a time machine now, you fucking idiots.
Back to when everyone first came to this school.
Right.
School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness.
Sure.
Oh boy, it was just the worst.
Of course.
Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
Yes, Celeste there gouging out Hifumi's eyes. She looks like she's enjoying herself so much and that Hifumi loves is having the time of his life as he's about to lose his eyes.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year.
That's when the tragedy
Because
happened.
after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity.
Okay.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy.
Right. Got that.
All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end.
So, still, we don't get details on what that tragedy was, just that something happened, and the world went to shit because of it.
And as you can imagine, the school was no exception.
Right.
The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
Hence the blood, and the collapse of the second-floor dormitories.
What are you?
I mean, she's a student like us.
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history. And the ultimate despair that caused it. I
Right.
can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro.
I don't...
Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
Sure.
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing.
Okay.
Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon.
Right.
Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
Got it. We established the world's ended. Okay. What's the point of all this still?
I just don't understand why.
Exactly.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Can we get back to the matter at hand then?
Okay, so let's get back to the
Jesus
story.
Christ.
Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only
We
survivors.
fortified the wall with the windows and barricaded the door.
The
And...
members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened!
What's that?
Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once!
Okay.
Guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter!
But only the 16 of us were in it. If it was transformed into a shelter, wouldn't we have invited people in to try and survive? Because there are people outside of the school that did survive, yes?
That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! I said it twice!
I hate this one.
Now, someone was
This one, on the other
responsible
hand-
for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison.
Was ourselves.
Do any of you know who that might have been?
It was us. The one who turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolated us here, I mean, was the headmaster.
I got it!
Prime Minister.
Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
Correct.
He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To
Right.
protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside.
Right.
That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
And so there's 6 of us that have survived it, and so therefore we can have that fresh start. Ding!
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
Yep. And we all started killing each other.
Because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
Forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake.
Because they trapped the 2 of you in here with us.
It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea.
That's a fucking cool image. I kind of like that.
He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe
Turned into a prison to kill you.
became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair.
Sure.
I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
Okay.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits.
I figured that much, Junko. Thank you.
Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
Yes.
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
That's, yeah. We were like, oh man, these windows, none of them are coming off.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work.
And how did you get us to forget all of our school memories?
And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
What moment?
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
I still don't understand how. How did, like, okay, fine. You and her were part of the ultimate despair before the most tragic event happened because you infiltrated the school 2 years ago, so you were in school with us when the tragedy happened outside of the school, and therefore we were like, oh shit, let's shut down the school, so we stayed in the school, all 16 of us, lived our lives for another year, and then forgot all the time of 2 years, and then started killing each other. But how did we forget? How did you know to wait? Like, how?
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Sure.
You let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Why? Why would you do that?
To show the world that despair is better than hope.
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match.
It was a fun death match, though.
Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Right.
It would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope.
Like me.
So I thought I should show them, which is why I...
Well, why don't you tell me?
Well, of course. What the mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world, that was... Revolution will be televised. Hijack. Excuse me. Out of the way. Okay. Ta-da.
Now I
easy.
understand.
That was stupid easy.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
Right.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about.
I get you. I didn't think that you meant sexual climax.
The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another.
Thus creating more despair.
Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Sure.
Isn't the power of television just amazing?
What about those who don't have TVs?
By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Makes sense.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
And by expelling them, I mean murdering them.
Expelled them?
Expelled their souls from their bodies, you see.
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world.
Uh-huh.
But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
Interesting.
You just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Yes.
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
You give despair and take life.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies.
And why is that?
We built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Class of 78? Or was it 79? I don't remember.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
Sure, except for the fact that we thought you were dead for most of the entire time and we don't even remember that you were our friend to begin with, so...
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless?
Utterly lost, yes, because I'm still confused as to what the fuck is going on, but...
You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Still haven't solved the mystery.
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what?
I'm so
Our
confused.
final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless,
We would just fall into despair?
how would you react? What would you do?
I mean, if you look at everybody's faces, everybody's kind of... I mean, Byaku's been quiet for about 20 minutes. I mean, I haven't heard from Coco either in a while. But if you could look at Hiro and Hina's faces there, that kind of explains everything, what our reactions are. And Kyoko's.
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Of course not.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Right. Truth? Full of despair? That's...
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless.
What do you mean?
I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Oh, I mean, yeah, our families are already dead. Broadcasting our past secrets to the world wouldn't have fucking mattered. Money would be useless, and the fact that Sakura betrayed us was irrelevant anyways?
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other for nothing?
No. None of us murdered anyone. We're all the good ones that are still alive and still full of hope.
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
It's like she's trying to make us feel guilty for what our classmates did. Like, lady, we do realize that none of us murdered anyone, right? I mean, yes, we did, vote on the class trials to people who had murdered our classmates and everything. So I guess you could try and somehow pin that on us as murderers, but ultimately, we did not murder anyone. We're the ones who stayed sane and stayed good this entire time.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
We've already covered all this. Oh, hey, Byaku, I forgot you were here. You finally said something. Toko? There we go.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
Oh, God.
Get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already.
I mean, awesome.
So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
Oh, Hiro.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me.
I mean, that's full of despair,
All
right?
I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it.
So in other words, we can say whatever the fuck we want, and it doesn't need to make any sense, because fuck you.
No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Right.
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Sure.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself,
Right.
so I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Okay.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another.
Okay.
In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right
Oh god,
now.
don't even talk about
Is that
Schrodinger's
what
cat.
you're saying? If so, what then?
Are you saying You won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself?
Sure.
Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure.
And why is that?
Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
I mean, who couldn't trust a face like that? I mean, I couldn't. I hate your face like that. Please stop being the little anime girl. The little girl. Anyways, that's all the time we've got for today. Hopefully next time we will finish it up. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.